For centuries, mankind has ventured into the wilderness, seeking peace, seeking work, seeking answers. But sometimes what we find, well, it was seeking us. Tonight, on Ghosted in West Virginia, we delve into the final two terrifying tales in our Campfire Series. Two terrifying tales of the natural world turning unnatural, where familiar landscapes hide secrets older than the trees themselves. It was supposed to be a routine job. Three friends, bonded by a love of the outdoors, took on a simple contract: clear out dead and diseased trees from a quiet county park. But in the silence of the forest, they began to hear things, see things that defied explanation. A tree that refused to fall silently, an unexplained pain in an eye, and terrifying encounter with an unknown figure that cost them their contract and perhaps their peace of mind. And then a deep dive into the remote heart of Yellowstone National Park. Wildlife biologists armed with cameras, tracking gear, and a love for each other embarked on a routine survey of a local wolf pack. But soon their scientific mission was derailed by a chilling realization. Something else was tracking them. Something impossibly tall and terrifying that decided maybe it could spend the night with one of them. Was it a creature of folklore? A skinwalker? Something that we haven't even covered yet. Tonight, these are the stories that defy logic, and even though they demand answers, we don't really have any. Here on Ghosted in West Virginia. Good evening, obsessors, oppressors, and possessors. It is I, your humble, handsome, and so excited for this week host, Alec McCann, and with me as always,
Julia.
the white oppressor.
Rude.
And of course, this is her special holiday, Thanksgiving.
My favorite.
Because she is just always so thrilled about, tribal
Eating.
genocide.
Eating? I'll eat them. Ha! Kidding.
All right, Donner, calm down. Calm down. So, we have said this before, but we have actually reached the end of our campfire stories.
For real this time. For real.
So, without further ado, let's jump into it. That pen was supposed to go back into my hand instead of flinging across the table.
Well, it didn't.
No, it didn't. I love you so much. Anyway, story one starts with three nature-loving friends who take on what seems to be a routine job clearing trees in a small park in a county. Because
That's not what I typed.
You typed county park. And I was like, no, screw that wording. Now this walk was anything but routine. Even the most mundane jobs can turn into a supernatural showdown. Next time you clock in, bring a priest and a gallon of holy water just in case. Although I will say probably won't help because Bible says nothing about holy water. Now, I don't know about you, but she loves nature. She's always enjoyed it since she was a little kid. Climbing trees, collecting rocks, and of course, fishing. I was about to say course fishing. I was about to be like, what is course? Is that just like where you're like, no, screw the line, hand in throat, I'm pulling you out?
Oof. Yeah, that's how we do it.
That's course fishing.
Like a grizzly bear catching salmon. Or a brown bear.
Slapping it.
Whatever.
Get up on that.
Whatever kind of bear it is that catches them.
Just now in my head, I don't know why, but Reggie from our last episode, the alcoholic that was tied up in the barn.
That's how he catches fish?
No, he has a pet bear named Reginald, who also has a weird, deep mustache, like Sam Elliott mustache. Not like oh my goodness, I did not forget Big James T for a second. I almost forgot his name. Not the handlebar bushiness, like that thick mustache. And he just, I'm going to catch me this fish and this fish. And like he just, And then he looks over to the banks where Reggie is, of course, having his fifth of Jameson. And he says, come on, Papa, come get these fish. And Reggie goes, wah! And just gets in there, and they're both out there slapping fish onto the shore. Oh, what a nice family outing for the Reginald family.
Yes.
Nice family outing. Oh, the things that the compilation stories give us are great.
They're fun.
All right, so the scent of pine needles, the feel of rough bark under my hands, etched into my childhood memories.
I thought you tried to say centipede in a fancy way. Centipine.
You wrote this. I'm almost... Is this the story?
Yeah.
This is the story? Yeah. Like, this is where the story is started?
Yes.
I thought this was you talking about it. Because, like, normally you have story number 1 and then it starts. So
Not today, sir.
That's why I said, I don't know about you, but she loves nature. I thought this was all you saying the stuff that you enjoy leading up to the story.
No, I mean, I did enjoy climbing trees and collecting rocks.
Okay, so this is actually not Julia's wording here. You guys may not have been confused by that, but I was, which is why I wasn't reading it how we normally read it. Someone's personal account. Anyway, I will fix that. Rough bark under my hands are etched into my childhood memories. So naturally, after school, I decided that I would become a park ranger of sorts with 2 of my best friends. Lawrence of Olivier. No, I'm joking. And Noah. You knew him. He built an ark. No. Oh, man. How fun. Yay. Now, we would take contracts from small parks, national parks, nature reserves, and pretty much everything outdoors, just help tidying the place up. One day, about 8 or 9 years ago, we were asked to help out a park by the chief of the county not too far from where we lived. Now, since the park and the... What? Ah! Zoe, what are you doing?
She said, oh, no, I've been caught.
What was that? She threw something off the couch and then said, let me tear it up real quick. Did you see her head bop me? Like, yeah. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do?
Man, she's sassy.
Huh? Look at her. She's like, I know he ain't talking to me like that.
Here comes Max.
Here comes Max. Sorry, guys. Again, ADHD. It's going to happen. So this person, one day about 8 or 9 years ago, we were asked to help out by the chief who lived in a park near us. I'm just trying not to repeat the same sentence that I just said. And since the park and the whole county were kind of small, there weren't that many people who were willing to take care of it. So, with almost no one there to keep everything under control, some of the trees had either died or were badly damaged. Now, we could tell you up here that's a bad time. The wrong spark hits the wrong wind. All of a sudden,
And
no
it's
more park.
always windy, it seems.
Well, here it has been lately. I don't know where this takes place, though.
I don't know.
Doesn't say.
I don't know that it ever said in the story.
Well, we'll find out. Some had even begun to rot away due to disease, and the chief was worried that they might start infecting everything around them. So to stop them from spreading, he wanted us to cut the bad ones down. Fair enough. Ooh, that would be a creepy thing. Like, this disease spreads to the trees. And then the trees start spreading the disease to people, but the effect it has on people is near supernatural. Let's just go supernatural. Like, it does something to a person.
Like mentally.
Yeah, what an interesting story that could be.
It would be.
Write that down, because I might want to write that. That might be fun. Disease spreading trees. They already hit us with their jizz every spring. It's terrible. They're disrespecting us, people. You understand? All right? Like, treat us like we're clown porn.
We are.
So anyway, that's what the plan was. Cut down the bad trees so that no other trees could be affected in the area. So they accepted the job and headed out. We walked for about 10 minutes. What is happening to me? We walked for about 10 minutes before we reached our first stop. And it was old pine that had been struck by lightning. I would love to see that, by the way. To see a tree
Would be cool.
it'd freak me out a little bit, I bet. But I'd also be like, whoa, that's awesome. As long as I wasn't under the tree, it'd be all right. Struck by lightning, and it looked like it would fall over at any minute. The air around it smelled of charred wood and sap. When we saw the shape it was in, we proceeded with caution and got to work. I cleaned the area around the tree to make a safe drop zone for it to fall while Lawrence was getting ready to cut it down. I cleaned the area around the tree to make a safe drop zone for it to fall while Lawrence was getting ready to cut it down. After felling the tree, which is a word, I would have had problems with that had I not been a big fan of the Brits. I like all sorts of British ways of talking. After felling the tree, we cut the trunk into smaller pieces for later disposal. The rhythmic sound of our saws echoed through the forest. It was almost noon by the time we were done, so we decided to take a quick lunch break before getting to the other ones. Our target looked to be one of the trees that the chief had warned about. We didn't know for certain, but we were almost positive the tree had Dutch elm disease, or DED for short.
And then, of course, I had to tell you what it was, because I needed to know what it was.
Okay. So here's a short tree medical lesson.
Fun fact.
DED is a vascular wilt disease caused by fungi, and if it's not treated or removed, it could infect something. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, yeah. All the other trees around it. So we knew it would be a delicate that's a small little thing.
That's just a quick fun fact.
Fair enough. We knew it was a delicate process, but we had to do
BRB.
something. And she went to go check the food. By the time you see this again, she'll be back out of continuity. Told you. Magic all the way. All of a sudden, there she is. Like lightning. I bet it looked edited too. I bet it looked like she got up and then immediately she was just here. Not so, Monquar. I was trying to say Monfrere. Non so, Monfrere. No, she is a superhuman. She has superhuman speed.
I'm also asleep right now, do you see?
I can tell that your eyes are closed on camera. All right, so Noah and Lawrence were isolating the area while I was busy preparing and sanitizing the tools. Meaning he was peeing on them. After a grueling couple of hours, because pee is sanitary.
Mm-hmm. Sanitary?
Sanitary. And I like the taste. No. I would cut to the dodgeball scene there where Patches O'Houlihan says that, but I want to get copyrighted again. So, you know, we need to get this out to the Russians so they know there's hope out there. There's joy.
I agree.
There's Russian people watching going, we have joy here. Just like, you know, just like, stop. I wish people would stop saying we don't have fun. We ride bears. What? Did he bring you something? No? He's just loving on you?
Yeah, he's so good, boy.
Okay. Now, after a grueling couple of hours, we finally managed to remove the trees. As we were disinfecting our tools, we talked about whether or not we should continue or wrap it up for the day, as it was nearing the end of the workday. We decided that we would go to the third location, and if it was a simple removal, we'd do it that day, but if not, we'd come back the next day. Eventually, we made it to the location the chief had given us, and when we got there, there wasn't anything that looked out of the ordinary like it needed to be removed. All the trees in that area looked to be healthy for the most part and in pretty good condition. We checked in with the chief and he guided us to the tree he wanted removed. It was a small pine and perfectly healthy. Goodness gracious. After the chief confirmed it, wait, what? Oh. After the chief confirmed it was the correct tree, he hung up. It's the right tree.
Click. Goodbye, sir.
Now, we weren't too sure why he wanted it removed so badly, but since we were already there and the job looked simple, we didn't ask any questions. Might have been a mistake, but, you know, we were young. I went closer to the tree to inspect it, but looking at it carefully, there was nothing wrong with it. When I looked up but then I looked up and something caught my eye, and it was hard to see at first. But after walking back a couple of steps, I could see cuts, slashes on the higher parts of the tree. I hit the wrong button there. There we go. I didn't think much of it, but then looking back on it now, I'm convinced that those cuts were some kind of symbol carved into the trunk. I'm going to say this now. If I see some sort of symbol carved into a tree and it's not like Sam loves Lois or something like that, forever, and it's a heart, but if it's like a line and some jagged triangles connected to each other, leaving. Leaving.
Or like that random swastika that was at the park today.
Yeah. Leaving.
Ugh, people.
I don't like living where people that have that kind of idea can exist. Some freedoms shouldn't be allowed. Just saying. Some freedoms shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech should only go so far.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, you're rude.
Or just immoral.
Yeah.
You're just rude. Alright, you're just rude. You don't like the Jews. You don't like black people. You're rude. Not morally reprehensible. Rude. Don't blame her, guys. Look at her. If you put her in the right light, you can't see her if it's snowing.
White. My hair, too.
Yeah. Today she said, do I look like an angel? And she dipped her hair back and the sun hit it just right to where it looked like she just had a forehead. There was no hair. Your face was there, but so was your forehead. The hair was gone. The light was so bright on it.
Nope, I was gone into the sunrise.
So anyway,
like an angel.
Since the tree was healthy and on the smaller side, we thought we'd have no problem removing it. Lawrence took out his trusty axe and slowly walked over to the tree. I guess he might have been pensive. He was about to take a young juvenile in the prime of his life. I like how I said if it was a creepy symbol, I wouldn't go, and then you started drawing a creepy symbol.
Well, you know what I was trying to draw?
Spiderweb, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I forgot how to do it.
Okay. He raised his axe and began to make the first notch, and as he struck the tree, a chill went down my spine. Some of the dust went into my eye. I closed it, rubbed it, and when I opened it again, I saw Lawrence still holding on to his axe that was halfway inside the tree. He wasn't doing anything, just standing there, motionless with a blank expression. Noah asked him if he was okay, and that seemed to snap him out of it, and he nodded before raising his axe again. A short while later, the tree was down. When it hit the ground, another chill ran down my spine, and I was getting creeped out. What he's not telling you here is that dust was actually a tear for the fallen tree.
Does hurt to get tree dust in your eyes.
No, he was crying over the loss.
I've done that.
Over the loss. You've cried over a tree?
No.
Oh. Anyway, another chill ran down my spine and I got creeped out. And I don't know why, but from Lawrence and Noah's expressions, I knew they felt it too. I just knew it. We just stood there for a few minutes in silence until Lawrence spoke and we said that we should call it a day. I remember when the tree fell, I didn't hear a single noise. No birds, no chirping, no crickets.
Didn't even hear the tree fall.
Didn't even hear the tree fall. That answers that question. Even if someone's there, it may not make a noise. It's a small tree. No small rodents rustling in the leaves. We were in complete and utter silence. The next morning when I woke up, I felt my left eye hurt every time I blinked. I looked in the mirror and my whole eye was red and swollen, and I was worried and mad, but the pain was tolerable and I had work to do, so I decided to ignore it and went to work. Why are you mad?
I wondered that too.
I'm glad I'm not insane then. What is there to be mad about?
Yeah.
You got your eye hurt. I mean, it sucks if you're angry about that, but if you're like, stupid tree, like you're going to go beat up that tree's family,
right?
You're going to find out who its original pine was that sprouted its cone, and it's going to go beat the crap out of them.
Beat up your tree mom.
That's right. She's going to be the bed the boxcar children made out of. Because they made bed of pine needles. Anywho, the next morning when I woke up, I already went over that. Now, Noah and Lawrence and I met at a coffee shop not too far from the park, and then shortly after headed to the chief's office to report our progress and to let him know we'd be working for about 2 more days, and then we'd be done. That was the plan, at least. We arrived at the park between 8 and 8:30 and made our way to the next 3 trees that needed to be removed. But as we were walking, the whole park seemed off. Yesterday, it felt as if the whole park was brimming with life and the energy, but now it was sad and devoid of any color and had barely any animal noise rustling through it. The usual vibrant colors seemed muted and the air felt heavy and oppressive. Hey, look at that. Now, I thought...
Man, that was aggressive.
Right? I thought it was odd, but I was focusing on my eye that seemed to hurt more and more. Noah didn't seem bothered at all, but Lawrence was a bit freaked out and looked it as much as I did. After walking a few minutes, we reached the tree. Thankfully, it looked like a simple removal again. I was getting a little closer. I saw something out of the corner of my eye, but of course, when I turned my head, it was gone. I ignored it and cut down the tree. And at this point, I didn't really care about safety or protocol. I just wanted the job done. While walking to the next tree's location, I constantly was hearing something around us. But when I turned to look in the direction of the sound, it stopped.
Of course it did.
The forest seemed to be playing tricks on us. It's the Blair Witch. It's the Blair Witch.
Are you the Blair Witch?
I am. With shadows dancing at the edge of our vision and whispers carried on the wind. I wasn't the only one experiencing this. What? I wasn't the only one experiencing this. Noah and Lawrence, who I almost called Lisa, were also looking around, snapping their heads from one side to the other. I asked them about it, and their answers only confirmed my suspicions. They both said that they thought they kept seeing someone or something around them. We were all seriously creeped out at this point, but we continued on. About 300 feet before the next tree to our list, on our list, to our list, I was like, what direction is list?
It's up.
There was
To the side.
up to the side. Oh yeah, no, you list to the left. You list to the right.
Yeah.
I list so hard that my the gravel path swerving around different bushes and flowers. The crunch of the gravel under our feet seemed unnaturally loud in the silence. I saw Lawrence look to our right and then just stop with a bewildered expression. I looked at him, not knowing exactly what it was he was doing, before turning my head in the direction he was facing. What I saw, I cannot say, but I know it was real.
That's how you
Okay.
get people to believe.
Yeah, thank you for all that detail. Woo! Guess that's the end of the story. We'll have to take it on, what is this chapter and verse of Trust Me, Bro?
Yeah.
Oh, you put it back in? Here I am, telling stories. Julia's over here, cooking the meals. She's getting ready to serve it up. She's so excited by it. But she wrote these, so I'm going to go ahead. Is that all right with you, wife?
Yeah.
Tell them you love them.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's how she feels about you all. Now, in the clearing to the right of us was a large mass floating above a bush. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it was white, also translucent, and hovering above the bush, almost like a towel or a bed sheet. It disappeared, vanished like it was never there, and right after it vanished, my eyes started hurting like crazy. How dare you make noise? And also, hike them jeans up, girl. I'd like to see. Come on.
I won't.
Fine.
Like Oliver says.
All right, so my eyes started hurting like crazy, like to the point that I almost passed out. I wouldn't want that. That would be terrible. I couldn't take that. This is how you know you're getting our home life. She would normally be here talking to me. Instead, she's out here dipping her food. You know she's dipping her food first.
I am not. I did yours.
Why wouldn't you do yours first? You cooked.
I don't ever do mine first.
Well, start it. And then tell us when to get it.
Usually I do children first, but
They ain't eating this.
know that they'll eat this.
They ain't gonna eat this. This is delicious, by the way. Looks great. I know you guys can't really tell, but it's chicken with some broccoli, some carrots, some potatoes, what looks like
Rosemary.
rosemary, and we got some garlic bread for our meals. So, excuse me 1 second, so I may bite into this delicious.
Meal.
Oh,
Is it good?
yeah, not good.
Heck. Yes.
All right. We took our stuff and we went home. We never completed the job, never cleared out the remaining trees. My eye became even worse the following day, and I had to go to the hospital. The doctor said it was just some sort of infection. In the meantime, so apparently you can get tree disease. Lawrence and Noah talked with the chief about the unfinished work, and they told me he accepted our apology and paid us. He said he understood. He never set foot anywhere near that park again. And probably... we never set foot near that park again and probably never will. Not after seeing a bedsheet floating off the floor for no reason. After it was all over, we were convinced that when we knocked down that tree, something escaped into the park. Evil or not, I don't plan on finding out. Oh, fun fact. Is this a fun fact like the story, or is this a fun fact from you?
From me.
Okay. Our ancestors sure thought twice about chopping down trees. Certain trees were considered VIPs. Very important plants. You're adorable.
I know.
In the supernatural world. For instance, in Celtic lore, not the Celtics, you Boston freaks. It's Celtic, okay? They're the Celts. They're the Boston Celtics. Deal with it.
Maybe this is good.
Cutting down an apple tree might leave you with more than cider. You could be cursed with bad luck or trouble. In Scottish folklore, felling a rowan, also known as mountain ash tree, could bring some serious consequences. These red-berried guardians are said to ward off evil, but chop one down and you might find yourself on the receiving end of some supernatural payback. So the next time you're about to carve your initials into the tree, take a step back, as it might just carve some bad luck into your life. That was a fun blast from the past. I only put that in there because of how Gremlins ends. With that, if your power goes out, check all the cabinets.
Stop it.
All your fridge, all that, because you never know. There could be a gremlin in your house. And that part always scared me. The whole movie,
scared me.
The whole movie, I wasn't scared one bit. I thought it was hilarious, right? I knew what was supposed to be funny. I was real young. But then he said that, and I was like, oh no.
No, thank you.
No, time to get the Jell-O, start spreading all over the floor, set the sofa on fire. They ain't gonna get me with smoking fire and Jell-O. No. So, our next story comes from Yellowstone National Park, which will be fun. For those of you that may not know this, Yellowstone is also known for a really insane kidnapping murder story.
Oh.
Yeah. But we're not a true crime podcast. We're paranormal. So if you want to know about that, go over to Timesuck, and Dan Cummins will tell you all about the Yellowstone National Park killings. Now, in the vast wilderness of the Yellowstone National Park, wildlife biologists Kate and Tom spend their time tracking a wolf population when they realize something's been tracking them instead. And it's not the wolves.
Uh-oh.
So it's told from Kate's perspective. This is the first time we've had a name attached that we can say it's a Kate perspective. I never thought I'd be sharing this story, but after what happened, I can't keep it to myself anymore. My husband and I are wildlife biologists.
After this, the story would be, we were wildlife biologists. We're not anymore. I work in an office.
Well, but as she said, my husband and I are wildlife biologists. And we specialize in predator tracking and population studies. We often find ourselves in remote areas camping for days at a time while we collect data and set up trail cams. We were assigned to a project in Yellowstone, and the goal was to gather information on a wolf pack and their movements along with their impact on the local ecosystem. It was supposed to be a routine trip, but what ended up happening during those 3 days It still haunts me. We arrived at our designated campsite on a Tuesday afternoon. The weather was perfect, clear blue skies, a light breeze, and the promise of a starry night ahead. We were in high spirits, maybe a little high, as we set up our tent. After a simple dinner of dehydrated camping meats, we...
Why do you gotta say it like that?
I don't know, but also why?
Did I type it like that?
Well, yeah, that's what you said. It's after a simple dinner of dehydrated. But the way I was saying it made it seem like it was some sort of romantic thing, and I didn't intend to say it like that. My brain took over right there and said, "Hey,
like
you
a
know,
freak.
you know what would be fun? Romantic dehydrated camp meat."
Or Oliver's meat stick.
I want that meat stick.
Slim Jim.
It's a Slim Jim. No! It's meat! Oh. Anyway, we sat by the fire going over our plans for the next few days. The sun had set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, and the forest came alive with nocturnal sounds. The haunting hoot of an owl, small animals in the underbrush. It was peaceful. That peace didn't last long. Around midnight, Tom suddenly sat up, alert. "Did you hear that?" he whispered. There it was, the unmistakable sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate, crunching through the leaf litter near the campsite. You're not supposed to litter. Tom grabbed his flashlight, stepped out of the tent, and watched as the beam of light went out through the darkness, sweeping across the tree line. There was nothing. The footsteps had stopped.
What?
Probably just a deer, Tom said as crawled back into the tent. I'm going to say as he crawled back into the tent. But I could tell by the tension in his voice that he wasn't convinced. The scene repeated itself 3 more times. Stop laughing at the way I say things.
Help it.
I was coughing. I was trying not to, and it just didn't work out. And you're mean.
I'm not.
You're a mean 4-year-old with a big chin. The scene repeated itself 3 more times. Each time, Tom would hear the footsteps, go investigate, and find nothing. By the 3rd time, daylight came and he was on edge, exhausted. "I swear, Kate," he said over his 3rd cup of coffee, "those weren't animal footsteps. They sounded human." Man, I would be scared.
Me too.
I tried to reassure him, suggesting that it probably was another camper or maybe a park ranger doing night rounds, but deep down something felt really off. Despite his lack of sleep, we had work to do. We spent the day hiking to our research spots, setting up cameras and collecting samples. Tom was quieter than usual, his eyes constantly scanning the trees and looking around us. I caught myself doing the same, with a vague sense of unease growing stronger as the hours passed by. It was mid-afternoon when things took a turn from the unsettling to downright terrifying. Okay, so it's daytime. That's not fun.
Right?
We were
You expect the scary stuff
right,
at night.
right, because that's when the freaks come out at night. That's what that song said. The freaks come out at night.
If you scroll Facebook at night, it's true.
That's exactly when they come out. That's when you see, anybody got, "I've been broken down, my meth has run out. If anybody give me a ride, I give you a ride." When we get there. I'm just saying for this area. So we lost like everybody in Wardensville. They're like, "No! Don't tell people what it is like here."
It's like that. If you could pick or if you had a candle that smelled like your whole hometown, what would it be? Cow shit and meth. That's it.
Now,
Maybe some alcohol. I don't know.
oh, 100%. Now, we were checking a trail camera we'd set up months ago when Tom froze, his hand gripping my arm. "Look," he whispered, pointing to a clearing about 50 yards away. At first, I didn't see anything. I really looked. Then a figure stepped out from behind a large pine tree. It was tall, impossibly tall, and thin, with limbs that seemed too tall for its body. First, I thought the lighting was playing a trick on us. I thought maybe the tree trunk, and I was seeing just a tree trunk, and that's all it was. But then it moved. The movement was jerky and unnatural, like a puppet being pulled by an invisible string.
That's creepy.
This same type of thing reminds me of the Greenboro creature that they kept running into.
Mm-hmm.
That would walk in front of them, and they could never catch up to him. His arms were nearly dragging the ground, and then he eventually chased them and showed up in the building. Right? They were sleeping in the building, and
I think so.
and it chased them out.
Ooh, that reminded me of the Welcome to Derry creature. One of them.
From the last episode, where he's
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Do we have a new one of those?
There should be.
That is a fun show. I'm gonna tell you what. If you can watch that, it is a fun show to watch.
That's terrifying.
It is scary. All right, so it took 3 long strides into the clearing. Its head swiveled in a way that made me sick to my stomach. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it was gone. Tom and I stood there for what felt like hours. "What was that?" I finally managed to whisper. "I don't know," Tom replied, his face pale, clammy. "But I think we should head back to the camp now." And the walk back was tense. We moved quickly, constantly looking over our shoulders. Every snapping twig, rustle of leaves that just made us jump. By the time we reached our campsite, the sun was setting, casting long, eerie shadows across the ground. Neither of us had much of an appetite, but we forced down some food. Some dehydrated camp meat.
And meat sticks.
And meat. Oh, well, she had that meat stick the first night.
Ew.
That's.
Sinners.
Well, no, they're married.
Still sinners.
All
Kidding.
right, Queen Victoria.
That's rude.
Close your eyes, turn your head, and think of England. Oh, I hope that was on there. I hope that was on there. You laughed yourself into a fart.
I can't wait.
Oh, man, I hope that was in there. All right, so then, did you just do it again?
No.
Oh.
That was you.
I didn't fart. I thought you did it again. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it was gone. Tom and I stood there. Oh, wait, no. Oh, we already did this part. I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The fart threw me off. Tom insisted on staying up to keep watch, but I could see he was running on fumes. Eventually, sheer exhaustion won, and we both drifted into an uneasy sleep. Now, I'm not sure what woke me up. A sound, maybe? Maybe. Or just the sense that something was wrong. What I do know is when I opened my eyes, Tom was gone and panic took over. I fumbled for my phone, turning on the flashlight. The tent was empty. Tom's sleeping bag thrown aside. "Tom?" I called out. No response. Heart pounding. I unzipped the tent, stepped out. Night was cool. Still no sound. Own breathing. See how I just turned this into a deaf damn poetry session? "Don't give a if I cover your breathing." Then it went into Papa Roach for no reason. "Here's Reggie." That's this entire time. That's who it is. He's just been walking around with tree branches to scare him, and then he's gonna come out, wow, throw his 5th of whiskey at Tom's head, and just be like, "I'm gonna throw your wife in the tent, and then I'm gonna throw her in the lake." Woo!
Harsh.
It's Reggie. with his pet bear, Reginald, the salmon smacking bear. I don't know where he came from, but I'm so glad he's here. Reggie Jackson. It's Reggie Jackson. Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson and his bear. Beating the crap out of people that are camping for no reason. He must have been fired from the one dude's farm. He'd gone too far. Oh, man. Anyway, I swept the flashlight across the campsite, seeing nothing out of place. Memories of the strange figure we'd seen earlier flooded my head. I started towards the tree line, my legs feeling like lead. The beam of my flashlight seemed pathetically small against the vast darkness of the forest. I had only gone a few steps when it... footsteps behind me. What?
I don't know.
I had only gone a few steps when it... footsteps behind me, coming from the direction of our tent.
I don't know.
She heard footsteps behind her. That's what we're gonna say. I turned around and relief washed over me as I saw a silhouette entering our tent. It had to be Tom. He must have gone to use the bathroom or check on something. Feeling a bit foolish, I hurried back to my tent. I climbed inside and told Tom he had scared me, but he didn't answer. I felt movement as he settled into his sleeping bag, and I got into mine, still a bit shaken, but mostly relieved. I felt Tom's arm drape over me, pulling me close, and I felt myself drift off to sleep. I woke up to bright sunlight filtering through the tent, Tom's arm no longer around me, and his sleeping bag empty again. Figuring he had got an early start, I got dressed and stepped out of the tent.
Am I distracting you?
You?
Yeah.
With your hair?
Yeah.
May not be distracting me. Might distract some of these people. Anyway, she's just rude, that's just all. Anyway, sorry about that. I got dressed and stepped out of the tent. I spotted Tom by the truck, closing the driver's side door. He looked awful, dark circles around his bloodshot eyes, his movements slow and clumsy. Rough night? I asked him, walking over to him. He nodded me.
So,
Rough night? Boom! Don't you ask me that! Don't you ever ask me that again! How's that nose feel, Kate? Is it big? Huh?
Ow, my hand did not do something.
Oh, okay.
I was just rubbing Max and everything cramped.
You know what? He nodded, he kept hearing footsteps, so he ended up sleeping in the truck, and I frowned, confused, and asked him when he left the tent, and he told me around midnight. He had tried to wake me up to see if I wanted to join him in the truck, but I was out cold. A chill ran down my spine, my mind racing. I asked him what time he had come back to the tent this morning, and he told me he didn't. This was the first time he'd seen me since he woke up.
Uh-oh.
At midnight, and I felt the blood drain from my face. If Tom had been in the truck all night, when? Who? What? What did I see enter our tent, and whose arm was around me when I was asleep? This is when you say sinner. Sinner.
Adulterer.
Adulteress. Get the stones! We shall burn her. With stones? What am I doing?
Smack them together.
When the sparks happen, they're gonna go all over your face. We'll burn you slowly. This will take many, many weeks. What a terrible terrible sentence. What a terrible death sentence.
And then that becomes one of the things you could choose on death row.
Right? You can be hung, you can be gassed, you can be beheaded, or
The firing squad.
Or we can get someone round the clock for several weeks to smash rocks together in front of your face so that the sparks go on your face and eventually you just burn up.
That would even take a whole year.
We've never tried this before. You're the first person to choose this, really. We're excited to see how long this goes. Now, keep in mind, if it goes past 6 months, we will just burn you. Like, they're like, all right, you know what? Takes too long. The one and only person to be burned by rocks.
Right?
Because it doesn't work. Anyway. I opened my mouth trying to find the words to explain what had happened, but no sound came out. And Tom must have seen the horror on my face because he stepped closer to me, concern etched on his face. Kate, what's wrong? That was terrible. I took a deep breath and replied, I think I slept with a skinwalker, and he promptly slapped me in my face.
I said, you whore.
You cheated on me with a dog person? Was he bigger than me? No, I mean his tail. His tail. Oh, anyway, we left Yellowstone that day and abandoned our project. We've requested to transfer to a different area, and I haven't told anyone about this. Sometimes late at night, I still feel the phantom weight of the arm around me. Whoa! Whoa! What?
What do I think about this skinwalker? I'm being Kate.
I think if we go back and look at how many episodes that you've mentioned skinwalkers, I bet you there's a little bit of truth.
No.
But you men that listen to this show, don't you be taking that home with you. Don't isolate that part of the audio and be like, all right, here's what I have for the evening.
I like the werewolves. I'm kidding.
That's why she picked a hairy man.
Yeah.
Now, I took I'm sorry, where am I? I still feel the weight of the arm around me. What would have happened if I had turned around and looked at the thing lying next to me in the dark? Well, then
You probably should have.
your virtue would have been gone. I'm sorry. No more virtue for Miss Kate. But that is the end of our episode.
Woohoo!
I hope it was fun for you. I hope it smelled funny for you. Also, I really hope that you guys understand that Reggie Jackson is out there and he is looking to beat everybody up with a baseball bat. And his bear is looking to look at you as if you're salmon in a river. Slappity slap slap. All right? Beware the Reggie Jackson. And also, if that wasn't enough for you, we have some announcements. Found Dale Scott, so we get to have that again. I'm announcing that. Found Dale Scott, the second part. I am working on that. I was working on another episode, and because it wasn't the Dale Scott episode,
Which was lame.
I mean, it probably would have been a great story. It was a ghost story that involved multiple generations of the same family at the same house, but it was a slow build, and I can't justify doing a part 1 when I haven't finished a part 2. So thankfully, Kendall put Dale Scott's Country Haunted Home back up. That's not even the name of it, but you know, I'm saying the author. You can probably find it. But they put that back up on Kindle Unlimited, so I have that, and I am reading it and working on those notes. I am 98% done with the Christmas story.
Yes.
So we'll have that for our tradition this year, second annual scary Christmas story. And Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the Campfire Stories, too.
Yeah.
Completely. We have finished.
Sad.
We have finished the book.
It was a fun series.
It was a fun series, and hopefully it's not one that gets us sued, but I don't think it will be. No one watches this except you guys anyway. But if you would like to see us get sued, spread it. Spread it. You know, we're okay. We'll take the suing. It's okay. That means more people will listen, and
That's true. People like scandals.
we want this community to grow. You know, we share a lot of our lives with you guys. You guys always hear our noise at the house. Always hear the
Dinner with us.
eat dinner with us. You know, we love the community, even though we don't hear from you. By the way, our email, ghostedinwv@gmail.com. Send us your stories. Send us anything, please.
Even if all it says is hello.
Yeah, we just want to hear from you. We've said that a couple of times. Maybe we need to make that a full-on announcement. We are getting into the socials. I just gotta teach Julia how to do it. She's a grandma.
Do you know what happened yesterday?
Huh.
So, Dana was here and she laughed at me because she said she would have been the same way. Finally, after a month, figured out how to sign someone else's Netflix out. And the only reason it did is because it said I wasn't a member of their household and it needed to be updated. And then there was a thing that said sign out. So I signed out.
Perfect.
And then I didn't know this information because it's your stuff. So then Jacob had to do it because I also couldn't see to scan the QR code. Sorry, my bad. To get in there like this with the QR code and then put the code in. So Jacob had to take my phone and do it all. It's a good time, good time.
If child labor was free, we'd have Jacob run our socials for that. Is that legal? We just give him something. Never mind. I was about to say we give him something to read. Love that boy, but that ain't his suit. That ain't his suit. Now, so we have all that done. This year is looking good. Next year, we'd like to have more listener participation. We told you about the shirts that are going to be coming here soon. We just have to get them made. I hope you all enjoy them. And with that being said, Reggie Jackson's on the loose. But so is Salty Garlic. You can't forget her. Oh boy, and she is looking for toenail fungus this time. So she isn't even looking to lick the skin off the bottom of your feet. She's looking to pop them toenails off. Like Orville Redenbacher. So enjoy that visual. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Look at little Franklin watching his puppy videos. But you don't have to watch puppy videos. You can watch Ghosted in West Virginia and join our channel. And if you think about it, you could also go over to Ghosted in West Virginia Facebook page and share and subscribe there as well. Of course, if you don't, you're a loser.